I have a lot of students that get stressed out over the Casey. They think, I'm not going to be able to pass this, that's too many questions. What they don't realize is, for the English portion of the Casey, you only need to get 60% correct in order to receive a passing score.
No way!
For the math portion of the Casey, you only need to get 55% correct in order to receive a passing score.
Whoa!
So don't stress out about it. You're going to get some right, you're going to get some wrong. Just do your best and answer every question. As you can see, the English language arts portion of the Casey is broken down into 6 different categories. Word analysis, there are 7 questions. Reading comprehension, there are 18 questions. Literary response and analysis, there are 20 questions. Writing strategies, there are 12 questions. Writing conventions, there are 15 questions. And there's 1 writing application, for a total of 73 questions. Now, as you can see, the math portion of the Casey is also broken up into 6 different categories. Number sense, there are 14 questions. Statistics, data analysis, and probability, there are 12 questions. Algebra and functions, there are 17 questions. Measurement and geometry, there are 17 questions. Mathematical reasoning, there are 8 questions. And Algebra 1, there are 12 questions, for a total of 80 total questions. Here's an example of a Casey writing task. It says, a person who seems in charge of every situation is sometimes called a natural leader. People often look to such a person to lead them in projects both great and small. Describe someone you have read about who seems to be a natural leader. Write an essay in which you describe the person and his or her accomplishments so vividly that your readers will feel they know this person. Now there's a lot of information here, but let's underline what they're actually asking us to do. It says, describe someone you have read about who seems to be a natural leader. Write an essay in which you describe that person and his or her accomplishments so vividly that your readers will feel they know this person. All this stuff up here is important, but what we underlined is what they're actually asking us to do. As students with active IEPs, you know that you can have accommodations or modifications on the Casey. Accommodations include small group, extra time on the test, and having the test directions read to you. Modifications include using a calculator or use of a dictionary. Now some students might ask, Mr. Schmidt, how do I use a dictionary?
Mr. Schmidt, how do I use my dictionary?
That's a great question, Isaac. Here's a short video on how to use a dictionary.
How to use a dictionary. A dictionary is one of the most valuable tools available for improving your English language skills. Here are some ways to maximize a dictionary's usefulness. You will need a dictionary, guide words, a list of abbreviations, a list of similar spellings, an appropriate definition, and pronunciation symbols. Step 1. Become adept at navigating through the alphabet. The words in the dictionary are arranged in alphabetical order, so it will be easier to find them if you can quickly recognize alphabetic order. Step 2. Note the guide words at the top of the page. These words identify the first and last entries on the page. Step 3. Consult the dictionary's front matter for a list of abbreviations and their explanations. Abbreviations may be used for academic fields, stylistic or geographic designations, and etymologies. Step 4. Consult the front matter for a list of spellings that can produce a similar sound if you know the pronunciation of a word, but not the spelling. Then check alternate spellings of the word until you find it. For example, the sound of K in the word kick is identical to the sound of C in call. Step 5. Make sure the definition of the word you are looking up matches the context in which the word was used where you saw it. Words in the dictionary may have more than one meaning, so you shouldn't settle for the first one listed. Step 6. Consult the dictionary's front matter for a list of pronunciation symbols. Try saying the word after you look at the pronunciation key.
Some students might also ask, Mr. Schmidt, how do I use my calculator?
Mr. Schmidt, how do I use my calculator?
That's a great question, Eduardo. Here's a quick video to show you how to use a calculator. Here's the actual calculator you'll be using on the Casey. You can see there's the add, subtract, multiply, and divide buttons. You have your percent. You have your square root. Here's how you turn it on and off and clear it. So an example, multiplication problem, 125 times 56 equals. Okay, so there's a good example and a quick tutorial on how to use your calculator. Well, there we have the overview of the Casey, including the English language arts and the math portion of the test. and also the accommodations and modifications that you may receive. Just do your best and things will work out.